Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. And we're going to start with the Yggdrasil deck. This is the box, heavy duty magnetic box. The book is called The Bifrost. Features Odin on the cover. And today, the card is Heimdall, the gateway. The warning, opportunity, opportunity. Chaos is opportunity. Chaos is a ladder. As that one guy in Game of Thrones said. But then Arya cut his throat in front of everybody. So that guy was a bitch. Today, I've been threatening you guys with this. Today we are doing Johnny the Homicidal Maniac #1. But we're going to do it after we finish Starlight Cats. I thought Starlight Cats was actually much longer than it is. We were about a third of the way in, where Rebecca and the cats just got to the cat homeworld. And then they have to sneak around. Oh yeah, sorry, I opened it too far. So this is the cat homeworld, and Rebecca has to go undercover, and they have to sneak around because humans aren't allowed to wear the jewel that she has. Shane did a really good job. Shane and Yanzi wrote a really cute story for a little kid, for any little kid, a boy or a girl. This girl is now on an adventure on the cat universe, and the bad guy is named Catamus Prime. So he is like looks like Boba Fett or a Cylon right here. He's working with the rats and another bad guy who's sort of like the Emperor. I have always thought, and it seems that Shane shares this observation, cats are like dragons with fur. If birds are Tyrannosaurus Rexes, and if rodents can be reptiles, cats are like dragons that grew fur instead of scales. And here she is attached to the biggest cat, a lion spirit called Cygnus, I think. Cygna. And they want to arrest her, and they have to figure out how to pry this jewel off of her. And she goes on the run, she gets scared, and she flees from the cats, and they send out all the cats after her. She eventually surrenders, they arrest her, they discuss what they're going to do. They can't let her leave. This is a really cute little story. Again, no narration. This is all just dialogue. And that's the #1 rule. No narration, no flashbacks. Shane and Yanzi followed all the great writing rules. They did everything they're supposed to. This is Act 2. It's really well done. It's well executed. She's submitted to the cat's rule, and she's brought before the cat king. So she's being she's behaving as a guest, and if they want to put her in handcuffs because they're scared of her, it's sort of like Superman a little bit. But what happens next is the rats invade, and so now they need Rebecca's help. And they immediately ask her to work with them. They take the cuffs off. She's happy to be able to help the cats. They are still smaller than her. She's only 9 or 10, and they're still smaller than her. Here are the rats who are also reptile, lizard rats. She is flying with the cats. She doesn't know how to activate her star power. All the other cats can, but she doesn't know how to yet. She's scared. She doesn't know how to fire the gun, as it were. It requires emotional stress, sort of like Magneto. You know, they had to shoot his mom. And that stress comes in the form of this Catamus Prime launching his own giant robot to fight the Starlight Cats. And he goes after Barnaby and severely wounds him. Barnaby is the cat who first introduced Rebecca to all of this. Here they are. He's fighting Barnaby. He's attacking him. He's winning. Everyone's trying to help. This is really well done. And it's beautifully executed. Look at how good the art is. The story's great. The art is great. It's, you know, I don't know why I was complaining that it's not a floppy. It's not too big. It's really high quality. And I'm damaging it by, like, you know, spreading the pages open, pinning the pages behind the book's ears. But look at this art. Look at this. This is amazing. This is amazing. I have some nieces and nephews who this book is going to make a gift to. I already know that. Autographed or not. Or I'll buy more. There's got to be more. And we're going to talk about in a minute why there's got to be more. Fuck the speculators. Shane's got to make more of this, even if they're stapled. So here she is after the battle. She releases her power. That's what's happening here, right? You saw that? The big lion. So Barnaby's hurt. She's really mad. This guy's hurt Barnaby. Rebecca is really upset. And she yells, "You bully. You bully." And the guy is a bully. This Catamus Prime is a bully. He's like a Sith Lord. And here she releases the power of all the Starlight cats. Kind of like Voltron for cats and a little girl. This girl's going to be a cat lady when she gets older. You just know it, whoever she is. But she releases all the power, and then she passes out. And I thought it was going to be to be continued there, but she wakes up in the cat lab, and they explain to her what's happened. And it takes a few panels before they show that she's still wearing the jewel. The cats were not able to pry it off of her while she was asleep, though you know they tried. Cats have no sympathy for humans. And here Rebecca wakes up at home. Does she? Yeah. So she's at home with the jewel. She's a regular little human again. Barnaby is locked in a crystal. We're going to find out what's going to happen to him. Catamus Prime, Sith Lord Catamus Prime is reporting to his emperor. Remember what I said about cats being dragons? Look at this dragon. His mouth goes halfway down his body. He's like a centipede dragon insect. Look at this. His mouth goes all the way down to here. That's the end of his mouth. I didn't even see it in this image at first. And I'm going to show you why I did see it. Because look, there's all these pages left. I thought this was still going to be story. But it's not. There's a little bit of story. Rebecca goes back home and knocks out the bully who bullied her. And she has now the power of the Starlight Cats. And there will be, I'm sure there will be an issue number 2 when Shane gets bored of whatever he's doing with Inglorious Rex. And people paying him for covers. I love this black and white work here in the back. The black and white is where it's at. If you can't tell what it is in black and white, you need to wait on colors. And that's, you know, this is a good card. Heimdall is a good card. Look at how separated the contrasts are. Black and white is good on this one. This guy, I don't know if he did these in order or not. I would assume not. Nobody does. Here's some black and white pages. I believe this is 10 and 11. A couple more pages. Shane is a gifted artist. And I think he did a bunch of this with a broken arm. With a broken arm, man. Look at this. The mouth goes all the way down. And you can see the arms. Autographed copy. I will treasure this. But we are now going to get on to one of life's other magnificent treasures. This is a 15th printing of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. This is a 9th printing of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, issue number 1, by Jhonen Zasquez, who went on to do Invader Zim. This is comedy gold. This long intro, I read every word of it today. He basically says, if you don't find this funny, it's not my problem. This is for my own amusement. I do this for nothing but the laughs. And here we are introduced to Squee, who's telling his mom, "Mom, there's noises." And she says, go bother your father. He's in his study. These are her feet hanging off the bed. And Squee has his little doll, Shmee. And he goes to see his father, who says, "I'm working. Leave me alone. All I do is work. I haven't smiled since you were born. Go back to your room." And Squee says, "But there's noises and there's no curtains." And he says, "It's a new house. You're not used to the noises. Just go back to bed and turn the lights off." And he goes back to his room and sees that the window has been smashed out. Not only has the window been smashed out, someone's put a little gnome, a little garden gnome, on one of the pieces of broken glass. This is a magnificent comic. And there are noises coming from the bathroom where Johnny is looking for the back teen. And he introduces himself to Squee. "Who are you?" "Squee." "Oh, nice to meet you, Squee." "And who's this?" He meets his little stuffed bear and has a conversation with it. I'm going to hold this up for a while. He takes the bear and stabs it, has a conversation with it, stabs it, and gives it back to the kid. Finds the back teen and tells the kid, "Don't even fix the window because we're neighbors now. I'm going to be over a lot." And that is the introduction to Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Then we get a page of Wobbly-Headed Bob. I don't even remember what happens in this one, but every word of this is hilarious. Feel free to hit pause and read it if it's close enough. Then we get this guy who is going around. He's a reporter. He's asking all the locals about all the murders that have been happening. And eventually he gets to Johnny's house. And he gets some funny responses from the neighbors. One lady had her husband murdered. But when he gets to Johnny's house, Johnny drags him inside. And Johnny shows him what he's got going on. Johnny has to keep the wall wet. I swear to God, this would be the best animated film. I mean, look, he made Invader Zim. All the dialogue is here. There's more than enough. Look at all the writing in this. There's more than enough dialogue to do in these 7 issues to do a 90-minute film. I promise you. With music and montages, and you put every bit of dialogue in this comic in the movie, and it will be a sold-out hit. And it will be one of those anti-culture phenomenon movies, especially these days. It would have been so when it came out in the 90s, but it would be even more now because all culture has done is grown magnified since then. It's the same, only hyper so of the 90s. We are in a hyper 90s environment right now. This would be the best movie. So this is a story about an ancient battle that happened at this crosswalk, and there's these 2 4th graders who get into a fight over who's right and who's wrong, and they take on the power of these ancient demons, these ancient deities, and have a full-on Zool versus Gozer battle in the crosswalk. And when the girl gets home, her mom's like, "Dear, your daughter's been fighting again." This is just brilliant. Johnny could be standing there watching it. Here's another wobble-headed Bob comic. And then we get one of the first ones of Johnny that's sideways. But let me hold up Bob for a minute. And yeah. This is Johnny the Suicidal Maniac, and the introduction of Nail Bunny and the pork, whatever. Nail Bunny tells Johnny, "Don't commit suicide. Don't do it. Don't do it. You've got a lot to live for." This is the best comic. Next to The Tick. This and The Tick have got to be my two favorite independent comics. All my Ticks I gave to my niece, who likes to draw. I don't think she's been drawing lately. I think she's been working on video games and stuff. But that's just as good as long as she's being creative. She'll find The Tick one sooner or later. I'll replace them. And we have all the Johnnies to do. It's a good isometric workout for my shoulders. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, #1. Doesn't get any better than this. No money. No money. No one paid him any money. He didn't spend any money. 15th printing. 15th printing. He was just absolutely fearless. Jhonen Zasquez was absolutely fearless with this comic. With the whole series. After Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, there's like one or two of Squee, and then there's one or two of I Feel Sick. We will do those eventually, but probably not in a row. I don't even know if we're going to do all 7 of these in a row. But today's episode was sponsored by Legacy of a Mad Scientist, in which Ashley Fox and younger brother Jeffrey go on the run from government agents, and The Legend of Ashley Fox, where Ashley has to unite a bunch of teenage gangs against the serial killer administration of an orphanage who are preying on the children. Later on, Ashley grows up to be a child trafficker rescuer, and she eventually becomes a Valkyrie. Ashley Fox asks Valkyrie, Ashley Fox Ninja Babysitter, here in the description, here on the channel. And we will have more tomorrow. See you guys.